Labor is not like Hollywood or African magic. It's not, oh, my water broke, I need to go to the hospital, and baby comes out immediately. No. Labor takes through a process. There are stages of labor. Hello, welcome. Today we'll be talking about stages of labor. What goes on during labor and during delivery. There are 3, or we can say 4 stages of labor. The first stage of labor. This involves the beginning of contraction, that is true contraction, to 10 cm cervical dilatation. Now it may differ in the first time mom and someone was given birth to 2 or 3 children. It takes about 12 to 18 hours, sometimes 19 hours in the first time mom. First stage of labor. What's first stage of labor? Now this is when you start having the contraction, you start feeling, oh okay, I think my baby is about to come out. Then you go to the hospital, the midwife checks your cervix. Now the cervix, this is the neck of your uterus, what's keeping the baby in place. The cervix as like it forms a ring. The cervix serves as the neck of the uterus. Now when you go to the hospital, the midwife will tell you, okay, you need to stay on the couch. They tell you, okay, we want to check your cervical dilatation using the fingers of his or her hand to check for the dilatation of the cervix. Now 2 of the finger is put into your vagina to check for your cervix. Close, if it's closed like this and they tell you, oh madam, you're not in labor yet, or your cervix is not dilated, that means the cervix is closed. According to science and in the books, it says that the cervix opens 1 cm per hour, but in reality this is not so. It might take 1 cm or 1 hour to open per cm, and sometimes it might take 3 to 4 hours to open. Now when the midwife comes to check you every 4 hours to check for the progress of your cervical dilatation. Now in this first stage of labor, your blood pressure is checked, your fetal heart rate, that's your baby's heart rate, is checked, the cervical dilatation is checked. Your bladder also is going to be emptied, or you'll be asked to go to the loo to urinate every time when you are pressed. This is what goes on in this first stage of labor. In also this first stage of labor, there may and may not be membrane rupture. That means what we call, oh, your water broke. It's not necessary that this is what starts your labor process. Sometimes your water might break, sometimes it might be the midwife that has or have to break to rupture the membrane. Now the second stage of labor, this involves the full dilatation. That means they say, oh okay, you're ready for to push the baby out. This is the beginning of the full dilatation to your baby coming out. I know this first stage of labor, second stage of labor might sound, oh, what's you saying, you just want the baby out, but these are the process that the midwife take or put in consideration. As I said earlier, the first stage of labor, it's for a first time mom, it lasts 12 to 18 hours in a normal delivery, in a normal labor. Now for this second stage of labor, it may last from 30 minutes to 2 hours where your baby comes out. In this second stage of labor, this is where, okay, you see you need to urinate, or if you cannot urinate by yourself, a catheter is passed to help you urinate, to empty the bladder, because if the bladder is full, the baby might not be able to come out on its own, because the bladder is up, your baby head is in between, and your rectum, that is your back sheet, is down. So if the bladder is full and the rectum also is full, the space in which the baby head is supposed to come out is limited. Now you'll be asked if you want to urinate, you go to the restroom to urinate, or the catheter be passed. And also in this phase, also in this second stage of labor, this is when you are allowed to poop. Yes, we want to see your poop. We want to see you poop, because without you pooping, the baby won't come out. And definitely when you're even pushing, the poop is going to come out. So don't worry, it's our work. We're going to smell it for you. We're going to clean it up for you. So this is what happens in second stage of labor. Now for the third stage of labor, this is when your baby has come out already. This is after your baby has come out. The membrane and your baby's placenta expelled completely. The placenta, the membrane is the sac in which your baby was in, so everything is expelled. So that's why most times when or during labor you might not hear congratulations after the baby comes out. It's after the placenta comes out and the membrane, when we check, oh, the placenta is complete and everything is okay, then we tell you, oh, congratulations, and then the family members or the relative can start telling people that the mother has given birth. Now in this third stage of labor also, you also notice that your midwife will start rubbing your tummy. This is to aid contraction, because the uterus has to be hard. But sometimes we also tell you to feel it. It's like hard, like a rock. So you need to rub the uterus for contraction in order to avoid and prevent bleeding. Now this is all that goes on in third stage of labor. This third stage of labor lasts at least for about 10 to 45 minutes. Sometimes it might go above 1 hour also in this third stage of labor. Now, last but not the least, the fourth stage of labor. This is after, oh, your baby is out, everybody is congratulating you and everything, but you still see your midwife coming back to check on you, check your blood pressure, check your uterus to make sure that it's contracted, check if you're not bleeding excessively. The blood might still be coming out little by little, but we have to also check for the quantity of the blood. Also, in third stage of labor, this is also when this is checked. The blood loss is also checked to know, okay, if you might need blood transfusion, if you might need anything, just to make sure that, okay, you've not lost too much blood. So as the mother, as the woman in labor or in that is going through this delivery phase, I know in your mind you just want the baby out, but you've already had the baby for 9 months. Waiting few hours is I think is just okay. So if your midwife is trying to go through all these phases with you, they have reasons why they are doing it. They have reasons or things they need to take in place or put in consideration for doing all these processes. I hope you've learned one or two today, and I hope you'd be able to also educate or teach anyone around you the stages of labor.